Hey there everyone, and welcome back to The Disconnected. It has been quite some time that we have talked about starting this hobby that a lot of us love through physical media and loving movies and everything that comes with that. And one of the biggest barriers to entry is price. So today I wanted to shine a light on a few things that may not be the first thing to spring to mind when you're trying to find something at the cheapest possible cost. So stick around and we'll dive into that. So this week I did a live video and I talked about gatekeeping within the community, and obviously a lot of the negativity can turn people off, but one of the other main things that can turn people off to this is price. And if you're only buying brand new items, or you're only buying, the shiny new 4K limited edition releases, yeah, it gets very pricey. It is something that you can easily lose all of your money on immediately if you're trying to get, too many items at once, basically. I wanted to remind everybody that there are other ways to get these items that can save you quite a lot of money. So the first thing that I want to bring up is places that are online marketplaces that are not eBay. So obviously a lot of people get good deals on eBay, and if you're going to be somebody that shops on eBay, one of the things that I highly recommend is setting up email alerts, and then you can set up a saved search. So something that comes up under that search, you can get an email for and maybe try to get a good price immediately when it gets posted. While that's great, it doesn't always end up in your favor, and a lot of people, when they go to eBay, they know what they have, so they're going to be trying to sell it for the most money possible. But there are other places like Mercari is a big one recently, or Facebook Marketplace, that you can go on and find people selling things that, maybe it's worth $60 online, but they don't really know what they have, so you can get it for like 10, 12 bucks shipped, and that can save you quite a bit right there. But then one of the other big money makers is, of course, doing that in person. So in every town, at least in the US, there is probably going to be a thrift shop of some sort. Now, thrift shops are very hit or miss. I'm not going to say that these are all, gold at the end of the rainbow here, but oftentimes you can find something that they didn't look up on eBay, and maybe it's out of print, or a boutique release, or something, with a slipcover that you've been looking for, or a movie that you've never heard of, and it only costs 50 cents. Either way, many times in many of these thrift shops, flea markets, swap meets, Goodwill, something like that, you can find gold every once in a while. So I would behoove you, if you're ever around one of these stores, just go take a look at the physical media section. One of the things that I highly suggest when you're browsing through these places is to know what you're looking for. And when you're looking for boutique releases specifically, there's a really easy way to try to find these, and that's to train your eye to find the spines. So things like Shout Factory, Vinegar Syndrome, Scream Factory, Kino Lorber, they all have very specific spine designs, and you can spot them out of a big group. So you're not wasting a ton of time reading every single title necessarily, but if you want to, read every title. If there's something that, catches your eye, maybe you can find a gem in the rough that's $1 and it's maybe your new favorite movie, who knows? But a lot of these places are ways that you can beef up your collection for very little, and it can go a long way. You can suddenly have hundreds and hundreds of movies and literally only spend a couple $100 rather than spending a couple $100 on, 5 releases, which can happen quickly in this hobby for sure. But if you are set on buying new, some things that I would suggest is, so if you're trying to buy from boutique labels, you could wait for a sale. Labels like Kino Lorber, Vinegar Syndrome, Shout Factory, they all have pretty reliable sales. You can find things online for much cheaper. Kino Lorber is the best example of this. Something brand new from them can cost like $19 and then a couple months be on sale for $8. And that's certainly worth waiting a couple months for, in my opinion. Now, just a couple weeks ago, I did have Mike Sandlin from Grindhouse Video on the channel, and we had a long conversation about how shopping through Amazon is really sort of a negative thing for this hobby and for anybody that owns a small business. All of these boutique labels that are selling these movies we love, they happen to be small businesses. So I really don't suggest shopping through Amazon, but sometimes I understand that you have to. If you get like a gift card for Christmas, or there's a sale with prices that are just out of this world, and there's a release you've always wanted and it's cheaper than you can find it anywhere else, and it's this one time out of a few months, I completely understand it. I really try to stay away from like Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart. I'm a big fan of supporting these labels no matter what, and A big example of that is like the Vestron video titles that have been on sale at Walmart for, $12. They're on sale at Diabolic for $12 as well, or Grindhouse Video, or Orbit DVD. You may end up, having to pay $4 or $5 for shipping, but if you buy one or two other items, it's negligible, and it saves you all the time of going to the store, paying tax, potentially, and all those other things, so it's completely worth it. Last thing I will throw out there is to follow my account on social media. If you follow Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or even this channel, I try to go over all the sales, all of the deals I find, and one of the easiest ways to do this is to join my Patreon. Today, this video is releasing on the 20th of April, and this happens to be the last day to sign up to be entered into my monthly giveaway for our VIP level, so that you can get a box of boutique goodies straight to your house as part of your membership. That is revealed in a live drawing every single month, and I'm going to be doing that in just a few days. So if you want to be part of that, make sure you click the link below. But one of the cool things is in that Patreon, you get access to my Discord server, which will allow you to find stock updates, deals that we find on the internet, and it's a lot of it is me, but it's not just me. Everybody that is in this group, we're all looking out for each other. So if we know that somebody's looking out for a certain release and we find it in stock somewhere, we'll go tell them about it and put a link there. We will, see a really good price and say, hey, anybody looking for this? This is the cheapest I've seen it. Something like that. We've talked about doing group buys from overseas. There's lots of opportunities to save money. But really, the point of all this I wanted to say is just that no matter what you want, you can jump into loving movies and loving physical media for next to nothing. If you have a Blu-ray or DVD player at home, you can find something that you can play some of these movies on and get movies for next to nothing every single time that you go out, basically. It is a hobby that can get dangerously expensive, and I understand that. I may look like a hypocrite with a giant wall of movies behind me, but I'm not encouraging anybody to spend over their means. I really want you to enjoy cinema and enjoy art and enjoy movies, and if you can do that for a dollar Blu-ray that you just found at a vintage stock used, by all means, do that. You don't have to have the brand new 4K release of something to make it worth your while. There's lots of movies to watch, there's lots of movies to love, and like I always say on the channel, every single film has been somebody's favorite film, and you never know when that next one that you find might be your favorite film. So that is going to be it for this one. I may continue this with another conversation later, kind of an odd one, but I just wanted to share, you may not be thinking of everything out there to find some of these cheap Blu-rays. If you have any questions or any ideas for other places to find some of these, leave a comment below. If you've got a really good deal recently, I love hearing about those. Leave a comment. Let me know what you found for super cheap out there, and everybody can just be in awe of what you were able to discover. I had somebody recently tell me that they found like one of their holy grails, things that they've been wanting for years, and they were consistently seeing it sold online for like $300, and they found it in some random used shop, and they got it for 20 bucks, which still is a lot of money for a lot of people. I'm not putting that down, but it was exactly what they wanted. It was a price they could afford, and they loved it. So, if you liked the video, give it a like. If you feel like this might add some value to somebody, send it their way. I'd appreciate that. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before I go to Monsterpalooza at the end of May, so please subscribe below if you haven't. And like I always say, from one collector to all of you, have a good night.